The blueprint, we designed it to take the science and human physiology of running and the running principles to help create an analogy for the kids so it was easily understandable. We went over it many, many different times and ultimately came up with the race car, which was, okay, talking about fuel efficiency, the capillaries being the fuel lines that deliver, the mitochondria, turning the mitochondria into horsepower or engines. And so you could easily take the concepts of doing an easy run or a long run and have them understand the reason behind why they're doing it and what the impact ultimately will be. Yeah, and there's three of them. We've got the race car, the cake, and then the savings account, which was a real natural one for me. The race car, in that you're building a machine, right? And the body's a machine, but how do you do it? There's process and structure and foundation to it. And then the cake was just a natural, like, okay, this is fun and it perfectly connects. You know, you can't put frosting before you bake the cake. And then the savings account, where these types of workouts are deposits. And everybody understands, you make deposits, you build something up, then you can take some withdrawals. If you only take withdrawals all the time, you're gonna be at a negative balance. So really teaching them there's a time of the year and a season and a phase where we're simply adding and building. Easy runs are deposits. Shorter strides are deposits, things that don't accumulate as much fatigue. And then withdrawals would be like a VO2 max effort or a race effort is gonna take a withdrawal. I mean, that's where we really want to, if we're gonna spend our good savings, our hard-earned savings, we'd like to spend it on a race.
Unfortunately, I've created a goal for myself that I'll never be able to measure. And that is, my hope for them is that they love to run 25 years from now, when I probably won't be talking with most of them. But my hope is that they are building on an experience that's just gonna be a flywheel and keep building upon itself for years to come. And so to do that, you have an opportunity in these kids' lives right now to teach them the fundamentals of the sport, of the game, but also to give them an environment to grow at their own pace.
My teammates are like so positive and really sweet, and I feel like I wouldn't be like as fast as I am right now, or like as healthy as I am in track right now if they weren't there. This season of YTF has been really fun. I really like the team aspect of it with all the teammates. It's a really close bond.
I've never actually done club running before, so I was a little nervous that like everyone else would be like way ahead of me. But I think everybody like is just like so evenly spread, and it's just like everyone's so supportive no matter how good you are. And all the coaches, like I've gotten so much better over just like this small part, and it's just really fun.
Favorite part about being on the team is probably like the environment and the people on the team.
The teammates are really supportive and they always cheer me along. And the coaches, they understand us. They give us strategies to like make us do better in our race. So they care about us all individually and not just as a random group of people.
And we have really good coaches, so they like help me become a better runner and a person, which I really appreciate.
Probably my favorite part was about traveling with the team and getting the cool experiences in indoor tracks, because that's just like an amazing experience that not many people get to have.
My running has like improved a lot, and I went from like really slow to not really slow.
Something that I loved this season was the coaching and mostly the teammates, because they've always been positive.
The coaches, they understand us. They aren't just like on all the time. They understand when we like rest. Yeah, I think other clubs, they do it because like they're getting paid to, but YTF, they do it because like they want to and they believe that it's like making a difference in these athletes' worlds. They understand that they aren't doing it for the money, they're doing it for like the teammates.
I think the big thing with the stewardship is that, you know, when you remove the cost barrier, that empowers the families now to really go all in. When you don't have a cost for something, you feel a sense of responsibility to help lend a hand. So that was a really important observation that I had. Everybody is willing to lend a hand to the extent that they can.
first and foremost, as YTF coaches, we are parents. And that plays a very important role of what we bring to the athletes on every given day. And that was something that continually seemed to be missing where we were in the past. And that means you show up for those kids, that you care about how their day was, not just what their time is. The kid at the front matters just as much as the kid at the back. It takes into their other sports, it takes into their schools, it takes into every other element of their life. A kid that was nervous to go to a high school job interview, we talked about like how it feels at the starting line and what that looks like, and it's very similar. What do you do in those moments? You believe that you're enough right here, right now.
Well, I'm seeing them think in a different way. I'm seeing them think in a longer trajectory that I haven't seen before. They're thinking about a longer time frame. They're going from like this tiny view of 10 feet away from the next event or the next thing in their life to the bigger picture. And I think that that brings kind of a sense of relief and some freedom for them to kind of see that they have an impact over their own personal trajectory and where they're heading. And so if kids or humans or adults are insecure, that doesn't happen. Everyone's concerned about themselves and where they stand within the circle and where they're at. And none of these kids act that way. None of these athletes feel that way. And so to have a group where you're learning this like pack mentality, where you're rolling down Saltzman Trail together or Wildwood Trail, and you're in this line of like 25, 35 people, you feel connected. A lot of the boring part is over. We've just spent a long period of time getting it all laid out, whether it's the engine or the cake analogy. We've got those things in place, and it's still a build and a process, which is fun, but they're enjoying the process. But there wasn't a race this year that wasn't fun, but now everybody's excited about, their relay coming up that they get to do with their team, or the 4x4, the 4x8. A lot to be grateful for. I didn't think that we would be in this position 10 weeks after we got this started. It's been one of the most meaningful things I feel like that I've been able to be a part of, and feels like we're doing something important, feels like we're doing something really important for them. And so for me, it brings me immense joy, brings me a tremendous amount of joy and happiness, which hence the emotion from that is, that's what that is. That's like this, it's like the best feeling in the world to help somebody else.